5-0, the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. Coach Santi, talk about making up for lost time. This was the second team of Ribisco that came in but didn't really have a lot of success in their first stint in the PVL prior to the pandemic happening. Pero eto na nga, nag-beef up yung kanilang lineup. So many months of hyping up the arrival of the likes of Dino Wong, Ponggay Gaston, Denden Nazaro Revilla. Oh my God. And now 5-0. Did you expect this from Coach Oliver Almadro's team?
Yeah, I think it was just a matter of time before Choco Mucho would really be up there with Creamline, you know. And I really would like to, not because DNA, Denden is part of DNA, but if you see Denden's highlights, walang bumabagsak na bola. As in, and then if you have that setter not moving, a tall setter not moving, she can drop the ball, she can give it to Bea or Maddie, and then you have Kat Tolentino back. And then surprisingly, Arocha is also playing well for them in the outside hitter position. So I think it really starts with there with Denden. That's why their middles are activated and the game comes easily to them.
I'm trying my best not to mention Denden too much because, you know, we're talking about all the other teams and this is also Denden's show. So kung may mga nagtataka dyan, that's the reason why I'm trying to just be, you know, on the same level as everybody, for everybody and calling it like it is. But yeah, Denden has been playing well. I thought she was a little bit rusty during the first game. Regina Rocha also, para sa akin, linabas siya ni Coach Oliver and then Kim Hekeliana came in, then she played well. But although Regine had that good first set where she closed it out with a spike to get the pressure off because kasi kumbaga Ateneo team yan eh, tapos coach sumasali siya yung nag-iisang, you know, NCAA player eh. Alam mo naman tayo, coach, galing tayo sa NCAA, so proud tayo sa mga products of the NCAA. So yeah, I'm happy that you mentioned Regina Rocha. Ponggay Gaston has also been playing well. Grabe, she averaged 9 points per match in week number 2 of the PVL Bubble. Pero one player that I think na hindi pa nagpapakita ng kanyang tunay na laro is Maddie Madayag. We have not seen Madzilla. Where is Madzilla in the PVL Bubble? That's what I'm thinking. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. I'm waiting for it to happen. I'm waiting for that game where Maddie Madayag just goes crazy because, I mean, we've seen that a lot of times in the UAAP. Remember that game where she made history with all those blocks that she tallied, breaking that record, that previous record. Grabe. So si Maddie yung inaabangan ko sa Choco Mucho. But what about Dino Wong? Ano naman masasabi mo doon, Coach Santi? Si Dina was actually my choice for breakout performer in the PVL Bubble.
Yeah. Dina is doing pretty well, no? Of course, the 2-year rust, I didn't expect her to be playing this well, no? I mean, actually, she has the luxury of setting it anywhere and she'll be fine, no? And it's just a matter of really looking at who has a weaker blocking or who has a weaker defensive position. Pero I think with Dina stabilizing the setter's position from the previous team, from their last team, I think this will really challenge Creamline, Cherry Tigo, and Petrogas. No? This really legitimizes their to be contenders in the finals.
I want to ask you about this because obviously we're gonna try to look at other reasons, maybe even from a different angle. So, yung mga siguro may mga haters dyan or yung mga negative people, they're gonna try to nitpick and try to. I mean, I saw some comments. And some of the comments were kasi mahina naman yung mga nakalaban nila. So looking at the schedule, they still have Black Mamba Army coming up. They still have Creamline. they have Cherry Tigo crossover, and then they still have to play the Petrogas Angels. So in a way, may point sila. Dahil eto mga teams na to, they're in the top 5 right now. So how do you think that's going to play out? But then when you look at the sets, they've only dropped 2 sets so far. So ano naman ang reaction mo dyan sa mga nagsasabi, oh, they had a weak schedule, they still have to play the strong 4 teams coming up. So what do you say to those people who think that way?
I think that can also play to the advantage of Choco Mucho. Playing just, example, let's say, weaker teams, no? But if you look at the weaker teams, they're, example, the bottom 5, they're not to be taken lightly, diba? The titas of the PVL, diba? You see them, you cannot take them lightly. Diba? That's what they call them. Bali Pure, they surprised, diba? They surprised. Then Signal, I think if they just get their groove, just change it a little bit, they really have a strong team. So Perlas is an it's strong, no? It can Nunag has been a surprise, diba? 16, 17, ang pinakababa niya 14 points. So if your middle is like that, it's gonna be hard for blocking. So if Choco Mucho indeed had a lighter schedule, I think it can play to their advantage na after na magbe-build up sila, no? Now, so I don't really agree na parang they're on top because they have a weaker schedule. But if you can see, even if you serve tough on Choco Mucho, hindi mo mabigay yung bola kay Dina Wong, you'll have Denden setting it like a setter to your wings. And yung set niya parang, yung set niya para talagang inaabot mo lang yung bola sa spiker. So that's the secret, no? She can set it backline. So wala ka ng setter na off na yung flow ng offense, pero you have the luxury of a libero who can set it, who can dig it like a setter. So then I just noticed, no, if you look at the top 4, whether your top 4 or my top 4, the strong teams have great scoring opposite hitters. And you look at Choco Mucho, I think Kat is like in the top 5.
Kat's number 4 right now in scoring. He's the only player averaging in double digits in points per match for Choco Mucho. But it's pretty much spread out. Kat is at 17.2 points per match for Choco Mucho. Siya yung choice ni Joey Villar sa breakout performer. Coach Sandy.
So now, before she would score 20, 25, but now she has a lot more help. So, but if you notice, diba, the teams that are on the top 4 have strong opposite hitters. And if your opposite hitter doesn't play well, you're in trouble. Kasi streamline, Eliza will be Eliza, Gemma will be Gemma. But the third option or the third scorer has to be the opposite hitter.
Well, Kat Tolentino definitely playing marvelous volleyball, coming off a 25-point performance against Bali Pure. She's looking good heading into the tough schedule. And it's really gonna be tough kasi yung mga tita o yung cream line, syempre gusto makabawi ng cream line. And then of course, you have to still go up against Cherry Tigo and the Petrogas Angels. Ang masasabi ko lang, I'm super excited for those 4 matches up ahead for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans.
Thank you for watching Volleyball DNA. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to get notified for future episodes and interview highlights.
And while you're at it, head over to our Facebook page by clicking on the link in the description.